This was a woman who came to study plant spirit medicine. She was a good student, but came to find out later she wasn't really sure that she was interested in engaging in the practice of plant spirit medicine. Her first engagement with plant spirit medicine was she volunteered to be a patient that would be worked on in class as a way of demonstrating to the students how to go about practicing plant spirit medicine. And she said that her experience was very striking and very moving for her. The two people who are on either side of her looking after her and during the treatment, she said she felt their presence. This is a little corny sounding, but this is what she said, felt like there were two angels. And as the treatment progressed, she had this, I'm going to call it a vision, which she felt herself rising up off the table and sort of floating in the air. And as she was floating, she saw in a gentle breeze hundreds and maybe thousands of milkweed seeds, which are white and fluffy, beautiful little seeds floating in the air past her. And she heard the distant sound of geese flying in her direction, wild geese. And that was her experience. So now, this is 5 to 6 years later. She's come to receive some healing work. And as this is going on, she makes a promise and a conviction to herself that she is actually going to practice plant spirit medicine. And as she steps out of the room where the healing was going on, she sees in a gentle breeze hundreds and thousands of milkweed pods floating by her, and hears the sound of wild geese in the distance honking and flying in her direction. So that's the story she told. And it's something that struck me quite a bit, because there was a way that I couldn't mistake. One aspect of plant wisdom is this, to me, uncanny ability to know the future. And to know and to use that knowledge for the benefit of people who engage with them. In this way, 5 years or 6 years before this experience, walking out of the treatment room, when she had made a commitment to practice this medicine, she was given the same experience in a waking way that she had in a vision at her first treatment, as a way of, the way I read it, as a way of acknowledging and reinforcing the appropriateness of her decision to practice the medicine. But, I could sort of scratch my head and say, well, how did the plant know 6 years before that was going to be happening at that time as she walked out of the treatment space? I don't know how to answer that, but I know that it did. And it used that knowledge to create a condition where she had an unmistakable message and understanding that her decision or conviction to practice the medicine was the right thing for her. It was a kind of not only confirmation but teaching that was undeniable for this woman and moved her very deeply, which I understand. Yeah.